Donald Trump is not running for president to make America great again. Donald Trump is not running for president to represent the people that voted for him in 2016 and 2020. Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect, I know, listen, I know the truth is hard. But if we elect Donald Trump, we are willingly giving Joe Biden 4 more years in the White House, and America can't handle that. God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a former Texas congressman by the name of William Hurd, who's also a former CIA clandestine officer. Okay, so this guy is definitely 100% deep state, right? 100% deep state establishment shill who is running for president by attacking Trump. Okay, and I want to talk about this guy. This is probably the only time I'm going to talk about him. Because as you saw at the beginning of this video, this guy got booed off stage, okay, during the GOP event in Iowa, as Democrats are begging the GOP to come out and to attack Trump, because for whatever reason, the Democrat strategists believe that attacking Trump is actually going to help take down Trump. And some of these GOP candidates are falling for it in lockstep, even though clearly it doesn't work. But again, they are begging the GOP to continue to attack Trump. And this guy was doing the work of the mainstream liberal media. Take a look.
Just as there is no real precedent for Donald Trump's attempted coup in American history, there's also no real precedent for an ex-president facing multiple criminal indictments while he is seeking a second term in the White House. To me, it seems pretty obvious that the other 2024 Republican candidates might want to jump on these charges. You'd think that some of his opponents would want to try and maybe land a punch or 2 or 5 on the frontrunner. Or maybe they would want to speak up simply because it's the right thing to do. Wouldn't that be nice? Since when has standing up for American democracy been a partisan thing anyway? Never really has been before the last couple of years. But Trump's opponents clearly do not see it that way. So, okay, what about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis? The guy who most political strategists still say maybe there's a chance, a path of him taking out Trump. What did he have to say?
I don't think it serves us good to have a presidential election focused on what happened 4 years ago in January. And so I want to focus on looking forward. I don't want to look back. I do not want to see him. I hope he doesn't get charged. I don't think it'll be good for the country.
I love how he vaguely references what happened 4 years ago in January as if it was like a dinner date or something. You know what's bad for the country, Governor DeSantis? When Republicans refuse to call out the actions of someone who tried to overturn a Democratic election.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting for Democrats to call out Joe Biden for selling out the American people overseas with his son and his business deals overseas. I'm waiting for Democrats to call out Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for the terrible job that they've done at the border, right? I'm waiting for the Democrats to call out Joe Biden and Kamala for the economy, for inflation, for basically destroying people's purchasing power, right? Democrats will never do that, right? But again, the liberal media thinks that it's a good idea for Republicans to come out here and to attack Trump, okay? Which, again, just objectively just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. It's actually silly and is making Trump a lot stronger. We're going to talk about that. But first, I want to go back to William Hurd, who ran to the mainstream liberal media, because that's what these never Trumper establishment guys do, okay? They run to the mainstream liberal media to basically cope with the fact that this guy got booed off stage. And I want to play that clip, but before I play that clip, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. The US dollar has lost 85% of its value since the 70s, when the dollar was decoupled from gold. And the government seems bent on continuing that tradition. From now and up until the next election, the government has free reign to print as much money as they want. And the last time that this happened, everybody knows, everybody remembers, inflation went up 9%. This means one thing. The security of your future and your family's future is all in your hands. Make sure you freeze the value of the wealth you're holding. Invest in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the one asset that is proven to withstand recession, inflation, and just about all economic threats. Noble Gold is here to help you if you want to invest in gold. You will also get a 24 karat, 1/4 ounce gold standard coin for free. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 877-646-5347 to get started, or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind.
Well, former Republican Congressman Will Hurd of Texas joins me now. Congressman Hurd, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
All right. You knew what you were doing when you went into that room. That was a prepared thing you did, not off the cuff. The reaction you got, was it as expected?
Of course it was as expected. I knew there were going to be people that didn't like it, but what I didn't expect was there were a lot of people that actually clapped, and then there were more people that just sat there politely and probably understand and knew what I was saying was the truth. My goal was not to go in there and talk to the people that, you know, have been frustrated when they're told that the person that they respect has been lying to them. I was there to talk to the people that believe in personal responsibility, that believe character matters, that believes service matters, that believes that the United States has a role in the world and it's important to us back here at home. Those were the people that I was going to speak to, and also to prove to the rest of the field that we're running for an election, and if you're afraid to talk about Donald Trump or talk about his baggage, then you're not ready to be president of the United States. And that's why I need some help. I need folks to go to hurdforamerica.com and at least help me with, give me $1 so I can be on the debate stage.
We now have 74 additional criminal charges, plus that civil defamation statement from another court. None of it has mattered to Republican voters. Why?
Well, I don't know why the part of the population that supports Donald Trump. I will say this race will tighten when we get closer to an election. That's what always happens in elections. The place that it is mattering is with independents and conservative Democrats that are frustrated with Joe Biden. If the Republican Party puts Donald Trump forward as our nominee, we will give 4 more years to Joe Biden on purpose. You said in the lead-in, nobody wants to see this rematch. People are looking for something different. And here's what I'm seeing on the ground. I get asked the question, you know, when I'm in places like New Hampshire and Iowa, are my kids going to be able to have good access to good paying jobs? Is a robot going to replace my job? Are we going to win this new Cold War with the Chinese government? These are the kinds of issues that people on the ground want to talk about. And Donald Trump, all he's doing is litigating past elections. When people start learning, when you give money to Donald Trump, it's going to pay his lawyers. 3 out of 4 dollars that Donald Trump raises is going to pay for his legal fees. And people are starting, even folks, Republicans that have voted for Donald Trump twice, recognize that this baggage is hurting him, is going to hurt him in November.
You know,
so I got to be honest with you guys. These never Trumpers, these clear establishment puppets that are coming out here running their campaigns literally on just attacking Trump might be the dumbest people on the planet, okay? At the very least, they're extremely dense. And they don't really understand the people that they're trying to appeal to, right? And they don't really seem to understand politics too much, or the current state of politics, because this guy says, well, I go out on the campaign trail and I talk to people about what their concerns are, and it's about whether or not my kids are going to have good jobs, okay? The Cold War with China and AI and automation. And I'm like, well, all of those things are the exact reason why people are voting for Trump, right? You know, that's exactly why people are voting for Trump. Good jobs, right? Fighting back against China, their kids' future. Yeah, those are all the reasons why people are voting for Trump, because everybody knows what the economy was like, the great position that we were in as a country, at least pre-COVID, under Trump. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows what they're getting with Trump, and that is why he's ahead, right? But these guys don't understand that. People like Chris Christie, people like this guy William Hurd, these people who literally are just running to take down Trump, I don't know a damn thing about their policy positions or anything about them outside of, hey, well, you know, I hate Trump, right? We need to, you know, attack Trump. But I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about your policy positions. I mean, with Chris Christie, I know that he supports the radical gender agenda. So I know damn well I'm not voting for him based off his policy agenda. And that's the problem with these guys. They think that attacking Trump is going to somehow get them votes in the Republican primary, and it's not. And they know it. They know it's not. But again, this is just one big grift. The biggest grift in the Republican Party is coming out and being an anti-Trumper and then getting all these Democrats and these idiots, these fools, to donate money to your campaign because they believe that you're going to help take down Trump, when all these dudes are doing, along with the establishment, along with Democrats, they're just making Trump stronger, which is a good thing, right? I'm not complaining about it, right? I love it, okay? But that's the reality of what's happening here. And for these idiots to really believe that they're making a difference, again, it's just, it blows my mind because quite literally they're doing the exact opposite of their stated goal. Every single time one of these people come out here and they attack Trump, the man gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I don't understand why in the world, after 6 years of Trumpian politics, have these people not understood that you cannot attack Trump and win, right? Especially if you are a Republican, okay? Attacking Trump as a Republican does nothing but make Trump stronger, okay? The fact that the whole Republican establishment, including Fox News, was against Trump back in 2016 is probably the reason why the dude won, right? Because when people can see that, oh, wow, the whole establishment is against one guy, they really don't want this guy to be president, people want to vote for him even more. And for the life of me, I don't understand why these Republicans are so afraid of Trump becoming president when we saw how good the economy was or the state of the country was under Trump, and we see how bad the state of the country is under Biden. Because to me, all these people are doing is hurting Trump in the general election. They're damn sure not hurting him in the primary, but they're probably hurting him when it comes to the general election. Because if their whole point, which William Hurd just told you, is to sway conservative Democrats and independents away from Trump, you ain't doing a damn thing but helping Joe Biden. Which means to me, I don't understand how you can call yourself a Republican, because if Trump wins again, right, if he wins in 2024, he only has 4 years, right? I mean, these guys are acting like Trump is going to be some type of dictator and that the country is going to be in a worse place under Trump, when clearly the country was in a better place. But like I said, despite all the indictments, despite the attacks from the Never Trumpers, Trump just continues to get stronger. Let's read this. Things appear to be going from bad to worse for Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign, at least according to a brand new New York Times Siena poll showing former President Donald Trump extending his lead to 27 points over the Florida governor. If the race were head-to-head, the poll reveals Trump besting DeSantis by a 2-1 margin. Writing for the New York Times, Shane Goldmacher reports. The polls show that some of Mr. DeSantis' central campaign arguments that he is more electable than Mr. Trump and that he would govern more effectively have so far failed to break through. Even Republicans motivated by the type of issues that have fueled Mr. DeSantis' rise, such as fighting, quote, radical woke ideology, favor the former president. Overall, Mr. Trump led Mr. DeSantis 54% to 17%. No other candidate top 3% support in the poll. Below those lopsided top line figures were other ominous signs for Mr. DeSantis. He performed his weakest among some of the Republican Party's biggest and most influential constituencies. He earned only 9% support among voters at least 65 years old, and 13% of those without a college degree. Republicans have described themselves as, quote, very conservative, favored Mr. Trump by a 50-point margin, 65% to 15%. Yeah, so again, what do we have here, right? The more indictments that are thrown against Trump, the more attacks from the Republican Party, from Democrats, Trump is just getting stronger, specifically in the primary. And it's crazy because Ron DeSantis, instead of going the Vivek Ramaswamy route and avoiding attacking Trump, just standing on what he did for Florida, right? Standing on what he wants to do for this country and just not attacking him, right? He decided, hey, I'm going to try to attack Trump directly. And guess what happened to him, right? He's getting destroyed now, which is a sad thing to witness because, you know, if Ron DeSantis would have not ran, which he should not have ran, if he just would have stayed governor of Florida, he could have continued to be basically the king of Florida, right? Outside of Trump, really. And if Trump loses or wins in 2024, it's still his turn right after that, right? He could have probably still been a popular governor and could have ran after that, right? He could have took the Gavin Newsom route. I mean, that's what Gavin Newsom's doing. Gavin Newsom is just waiting for, Joe Biden to lose in 2024 or for Joe Biden to win again. And after that, we all know that he's up next, right? He's up next. Ron DeSantis could have been in that position, but he decided to attack Trump, okay? And look what happened to him. It happens to every single last one of these Republicans. Trump is doing nothing but getting stronger. And again, it's just funny to me to watch these guys cope with this reality that attacking Trump doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. But again, this is what the Democrats tell them they should do. And they do nothing but ruin their political careers. They end up looking like fools attacking the most popular Republican president that we've had in a long, long, long time, right? It's really silly. It really is. But hey, like I said, it's helping. It's helping, so I can't really complain too much about it. It's just funny watching these guys cope with the reality that their attacks on Trump are doing nothing but making them stronger. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.